Welcome. My name is Brigitte.
So do I just look at the screen first?
Hello, welcome to NBA Summer League here. We are in Las Vegas and we are at the Summer League Live daily show. I have Wilton here with me, my co host, that I'll introduce later. Today we are in day 4 of the NBA Summer League, and we are part of the Sports Business Classroom program here. And I'm one of the students here, along with Wilton. And we are both so excited to finally be here and experience this. We'll be here for a week, and we're going to give you the rundown daily on the games. We'll go ahead and dive into the day today. A lot of games going on. Currently, we have a game happening, and I'm just excited to dive into what day 4 looked like. So next, we'll go ahead and talk about the fan experience here. It is such a live experience. I mean, there's so many people here. I'm really impressed with the amount of people here, generations of families, kids, and a lot of fan base here. You had the opportunity to walk around the arena and meet some fans, meet some players. What was your experience like? We'll go ahead and look into a video that you did. Well done, of some interviews that you did, okay? Sounds good. Let's get into
So
it.
what's your name?
Dylan Coswell.
Dylan Coswell. So I got one question for you, Dylan. What is worse, getting your ankle snatched or getting posterized?
I think it's posterized.
No, I can't blame you because
That's
I don't want
posterized.
anybody dunking on me
Yeah.
at all. What's worse, airballing a three-point shot or missing a wide open layup?
I think it's a layup. Smoking a layup's bad.
Yeah,
Everybody gonna yell out "smoke you" if you smoke a layup. So I think that's the worst one.
Jakai, Xavier, Bryson. Y'all, you got the names? What's worse, getting posterized or getting your ankle snatched?
Oh, posterized for sure. You want to be like Wimby? I'm trying to get dunked on like Wimby, dog. He was all over TikTok and Instagram.
Oh, man. Would you rather get your ankle snatched or would you rather get dunked on?
I mean, if you play defense long enough, you're gonna get crossed. But getting dunked on is a choice.
That is true.
Dunked on is a choice. Like if you gonna jump, then But getting crossed is like, I mean, it happens. It happens to the best of us.
I personally do not want my ankles broken. What about you?
You know, Bridget, like I had the same thought. I mean, just talking to the fans, like those questions were so funny. As you can see, we just watched the video to get their responses. And like you said before we went to the video, like the fans are really, really excited to be here. You can tell there's a different air of excitement, you know, here at Summer League this year. And like I said, I'm with you. I would definitely not want to get my ankles broken. I mean, just think the embarrassment that you would have to know that, like, oh my gosh, I got my ankles broke. But like, it was a wonderful time to get a chance to talk with fans.
Good, I'm glad. I mean, it seems like the fans voted mostly on not wanting to get posterized. But
Yes.
speaking of poster, we have a new cover here for the NBA 2K24.
Yes.
And it is the legendary Kobe Bryant.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about which edition you look forward to playing.
You know, so they came out with 2 editions this year, and I think the Black Mamba edition, that's the one that I'm most excited about. That's the one that he's wearing the number 24 on. How fitting for that. But both, you know, obviously both editions I'll play. I mean, it doesn't get better than that, than, you know, seeing, you know, Kobe Bryant, rest in peace to the Black Mamba. They're definitely deserving of being on the cover. You know, obviously this is not his first cover, but definitely deserving to be on this year's cover.
I agree with you. I was actually very surprised that they came out with that, and specifically to see Kobe, the Black Mamba edition, and the old edition, the old school Kobe. That is, for me personally, my
Yes.
favorite version of Kobe. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I don't even own a PlayStation. I already pre-ordered the game.
We have to get you a PlayStation.
I just want the actual video,
Yes.
the game, as a collector. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'm very happy that NBA 2K did that.
Absolutely.
So let's go ahead and dive into the games today. Currently, there's a game happening with the Kings versus Clippers. It was a late start for the Kings earlier into the game. But we were able to watch the Indiana Pacers today,
Yes.
and that for me personally was a great game. Go ahead and give me a little rundown of what you saw and how you feel some of these key players today that we both were able to see did.
Right. So you were talking about the Pacers game versus the Magic, and in that game, one player that I was looking to see and who also stood out was Benedict Mathurin. You're talking about a player coming into his second year into the league. You're talking about a Pacers franchise that has made Tyrese Halliburton the franchise player. So it's going to be interesting to see what other players around him are going to really make that team, coming into the next season. You're talking about a Benedict Mathurin had 22 points. Jarris Walker out of Houston. That's somebody else that I wanted to see if they had a big game as well. And actually, there were different glimpses that I saw of his defense that stood out today. But then also he finished the game with about 14 points. And then there were other players, right? You had like Isaiah Jackson, Ben Shepherd, Andrew Nembhard from the point guard position. He had a strong game. He finished with 21 points and 7 assists. That was a bit of a surprise for me. And then also Oscar Tshiebwe. We're talking about a former top player out of Kentucky who didn't even get drafted.
Undrafted.
Didn't even get drafted, but he still had a strong performance today. 8 points, 8 rebounds. So I'm interested to see what this Pacers team is going to look like moving forward.
I am too. I mean, currently, I'm already impressed with just the performance from tonight.
Right.
And the rest of the week, I'm looking forward to seeing the Indiana Pacers step it up even more.
Right.
And I think that they're going to have a strong season looking into the next season to come.
Right.
So we had the chance to look a little bit at the Jazz game.
Yes.
At the half, it was 51-53. And tell me a little bit about the player developments that you see there, or any contributors that you happen to see, or how do you feel about that game?
One player that stands out to me is going to be Keontae George, and he had a strong game over the weekend, and he's pretty much carried over that minimum into today's game. And so I'm not surprised that it was a tight game coming into the halftime, but like you're talking about a very dynamic player that can affect the game in any type of way. And so to see his continued growth in Summer League and where he has the potential to go, I think it does wonders for the team, and it does wonders for him.
Absolutely. I couldn't have agreed any more. I mean, personally, I think that there's so many young players that got a lot of playing time today.
Right.
And just it gives us an idea of what we can expect in this
Exactly.
upcoming season.
Exactly.
Moving into the Suns and Heat game, I know for me personally, I was able to attend the California Classic in Sacramento, and I did see Jaime Jaquez play, and that was a nice opportunity. I was very happy to see him. He had his family there, all representing, and he's from UCLA. I'm from Southern California, so I was really excited to see him play as the first Mexican American to be drafted into the NBA.
Right.
Way to represent. Unfortunately, he did not play today's game, but tell me a little bit about what you can expect from him. And as the Heat, they did have a free agent, Gabriel Vincent, come to the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm looking forward to seeing him.
Yes.
But tell me a little bit about the Suns and Heat game.
And more so with the Heat, when I think about it, and you mentioned it, I hate that he didn't get a chance to play today in Jaime Jaquez, but you're talking about a player that's a dynamic scorer. I just often think back to his UCLA days and what he brought to that team, and like even just in Summer League, the surprise that he's brought. Obviously he's not going to be well, right now we can't necessarily say he would be a star player like a Jimmy Butler, but of course, all the rumors have been centered around, is Miami Heat going to get Damian Lillard? Or would they have to give up Jaime Jaquez for him? So I think when you look at a player like Jaime Jaquez, he's really someone that, we know that he can play the game. I think more so with the more reps that he has and the way that he continues to develop and grow, it's definitely a player that I feel like could have some strong potential and some strong growth for the Miami Heat organization.
I agree. I did see that he was a little nervous, probably had some butterflies when he first started playing, but I saw him warm up. He had a nice dunk, and I'm looking forward to seeing him in the rest of the season. Sixers and Mavs. Let's break it down.
Yes.
So tell me, Derek Lively woke up on this one, showing us all the tools that had him ranked as #1 high school player in last year's class with 8 points, 11 boards. Tell me a little bit about him.
Derek Lively has the impact that you want on the floor. He's always going to be a player that's going to go ahead and get after it every time he steps on the floor. But more than anything, one player that stands out to me in this game is going to be Jaden Hardy. And he had a strong game in one of the first games that he had during Summer League. So I'm really interested to see what both players do moving forward throughout the rest of Summer League.
How do you feel about Well, you know, you did. How do you feel about Jaden Hardy the rest of the season? You know, what do you think he has? What is a strength and a weakness?
I think for Jaden Hardy, moving forward, just knowing when to, take his, well, I guess number one would be, is he going to get that opportunity to take his talents to the next level moving into the next season? Because like I said, you can't put too much stock into Summer League because it's Summer League. A lot of the players that these players are playing against, we may not see them on an NBA roster when the season starts,
That's
right?
true.
So if for a player like Jaden Hardy, you're taking advantage of this Summer League opportunity to really show, obviously we know what you can do, but at the same time, let's make sure to say, you know what, are you still continuing to grow your game? Are you still allowing yourself to get better so that by the time a potential opportunity does open for you, are you ready for that opportunity? And I think that what we're seeing now from Jaden Hardy, he's going to be ready for that opportunity.
I agree. What overall are you looking forward to in NBA Summer League here?
I hate to say this, but I'm not surprised that we're not gonna see, Victor Wembanyama again and, Scoot Henderson. I was really looking forward to that battle, and I think everybody was. But I'm really looking to see, like we talked about it, like Benedict Mathurin, that's a player for the majority of like last season. He was in the running for Rookie of the Year and was probably at one point going to be like the front runner to win Rookie of the Year. Obviously, we had another player to get it, but I'm really interested to see where he takes his game to the next level. And like I said, putting him next to now the Pacers franchise player and Tyrese Halliburton, what is that going to look like for the Pacers? You're talking about a Pacers team that didn't necessarily make the playoffs. They didn't make the play-in, but they were close. Is this the year that they could potentially get to a play-in spot? Potentially so, depending on, if all players stay healthy and, all moving parts, play as they need to. So that's going to be something interesting to see, and I really hope that, he has a really good season moving forward throughout Summer League and going into the regular season.
We have a lot to look forward to. And wrapping up here at day 4 at the NBA Summer League. Thank you for watching Summer League Daily. We are looking forward to the rest of the week here, and we want you to be able to come here if you are able to. It is an awesome opportunity.
Yes.
A lot of going on here. Looking forward to the rest of the week. Thank you for watching.